That's better. Right, guys. What do you think of this as an Under Armour? Oh my, I look hideous. I might put that on. Oh, looks like it takes all my armour off. Oh my goodness, no way. Takes the whole lot off, that does. No! Put that in there. Actually. And what I'll do is when I build up a proper house here, okay. Very odd. I swear things feel a little bit fuzzy around here. I don't know what it is. Okay. There you go. Mr. Tidy, hold down the fort. We are going to set course for Goodneighbour. That is where we're going. Everybody, don't forget where we've been, where we're going to. I've got a bad feeling Goodneighbor's a bad place to go. This way. Alright, so we're going, I think it's up this way, right? Yeah. Up this way, take a right. Damn.
Shh, I think I saw something.
You did. Me shooting a goat.
Wow.
There you are.
What's all this?
Anytime soon, weapon. There we go.
What's all this then?
Indeed, Coatsy, indeed. I swear things look a little bit blurry here. I think our optics need sorting. Already got a sea captain's hat. So up here, and take a right.
Someone there?
No.
What? Who's there? What? I hear something.
Don't hear anything. There's nobody creeping past. I really hate super mutants. Come on, guys.
Nothing.
Yep, you're right there.
I hear something.
No, you don't. Tell her. Tell her. There you are. Okay. A 308 crossbow. How does that work out? Have to take that. I'll take that too. That's intriguing. Oh dear. Well, this place looks rather pleasant, doesn't it? We found me. Yep, we're not going back that way. Go on. I'll wait for you in here, guys, alright? Don't take too long.
I told you, you can't walk around Goodneighbor without insurance.
I've never talked to you before. Now I hear you.
I never told you my name, did I? Some refer to me simply as the storyteller, but my real name is... Whoa! Did you see that? Sorry, I thought I saw a fire alert.
I'm talking to you.
Nasty creatures.
I'm listening to that idiot behind me constantly trying to tell me that he's never going to tell me his name. So wait. Right. Unless it's keep dumb arseholes away from me, insurance, I'm not interested.
Unless it's keep dumb assholes away from me insurance, I'm not interested.
Now don't be like that. I think you're gonna like what I have on offer. You hand over everything you got in their pockets, or accidents start happening to you. Big, bloody accidents.
Have you not seen who I've got with me, Finn?
Valentine makes a rare visit to town, and you're hassling his friend here with that extortion crap? Good to see you again, Nick.
Hancock? What do you care? He ain't one of us.
No love for your mayor, Finn? I said let him go.
You soft, Hancock. You keep letting outsiders walk all over us.
I think
One
we
day,
ought to talk.
there'll be a new mayor.
Come on,
No,
man.
not now.
This is me we're talking about. Let me tell you something. Why'd you have to go and say that, huh? Breaking my heart over here. You all right, brother?
Yeah. Hang on. I'm guessing that guy's dead. I'll speak to you in a minute, Hancock. Really? Couldn't this have waited? I wanted to see what happened, and I'm guessing he killed him. Ah, you sound upset. Conti, get your face out of my face.
Is something the matter? You sound upset.
What? Oh, no. We've just been traveling a while now, and I figured there hasn't exactly been equitable distribution of information. I've gotten a decent glimpse into your dirty laundry, but you still don't really know a whole heck of a lot about me.
I told you back
figured
there.
I'd offer to balance the board. So, is there anything you want to know?
Everything. What's with the outfit?
What's with the outfit?
After I started the agency, it just seemed like the sort of thing a detective ought to wear. I got some old memories, pre-war. Faded to all heck of guys dressed like this, doing what I do. Putting on the hat and trench coat, I figured it'd let folks know I was serious about the whole thing. Clothes make the man and all that. Guess I felt they made me the man I wanted to be.
Nice answer. What do you remember about the Institute?
What do you remember about the Institute?
It's all pretty hazy from back then, but now and then I get glimpses.
Conti, back
Life
off.
inside the Institute, they keep you isolated. A single test chamber was my whole world for years, and someone was always watching. Then one day you wake up on the other side, and that's it. They've cut you loose. Welcome to the brave new world, with such people in it.
I've heard that phrase from somewhere before. I know I have, but I can't remember where. I hate to ask this question. Who are you?
So who are you, Nick?
That's a question I've been trying to figure out myself for a long damn time. I know I'm a synth, authentic Institute handiwork, but I'm still mechanical, not bioengineered like the fancy synths giving everyone the willies these days. I get tune-ups now instead of checkups. But my memories, my personality, they're all lifted from some cop who volunteered for an experiment back before the war. They scanned his brain and copied it onto the hardware that runs between my ears. Don't know why they chose to make a robot based on some pre-war cop instead of a math genius or a bioengineer. Hey, maybe that's why the Institute tossed me in the garbage instead of turning me into one of their people snatchers.
The original Nick was from my time?
Wait, the original Nick was from my time?
Sure was. Which meant when I finally ended up out here, it was quite the rude awakening. I remember waking up one day in a garbage heap, a body in tatters and a head full of memories belonging to a man who'd been dead for 200 years. Suffice to say, it was a confusing couple of weeks. Folks didn't really know much about synths back then, so when I finally ran into people, they mostly treated me with caution rather than hostility. But the
Sounds about
kids,
right.
they weren't afraid. I think his name was Jim. The first person to actually speak to me after I got the boot from the Institute. My first human contact in this world. Grilled me for an hour. Once they'd seen I wasn't going to hurt anyone, the other folks in the neighborhood came out to ogle the mechanical man. It eventually turned into a pretty swell soiree. A local mechanic even gave me a once-over, free of charge. Those people, they treated me like a human being. I've been trying to return the favor ever since. It's a surprisingly rare trait out here sometimes, and something I've noticed you got a fondness for.
Yeah.
Part of the reason I've stuck around this long.
If you're good to people, they'll be good back. I've always believed that.
If you're good to people, they'll be good back. That's something I've always believed.
Couldn't agree more. Well, I expect you're about as bored as can be listening to me
No.
rattle my skeletons. We should probably head out.
I'm not bored with that. I was listening. Nigga, what are you doing? Give me a minute, hang on. What's this turd bag got?
That guy doesn't look so good.
Yep, you're right there. He's dead. Hang on.
Mayor Hancock?
You all right, brother?
I'm fine, thank you.
I'm fine. Thanks for taking care of him.
Good. Now don't let this incident taint your view of our little community.
That's
Good
right.
neighbors of the people, for the people. You feel me? Everyone's welcome.
Oh dear. A little bit of radiation out there. Got into my throat. Of the people, for the people. So this place is Goodneighbour.
Goodneighbor?
You know, in the
That what
back
you
of
call
my
this place?
time,
That's right.
people used to
We
be
cobbled
able to
this little
carry
neighborhood
people
together out of the
Tell her.
freaks and
Shut
misfits
it.
that just wouldn't be accepted anywhere else. You'll see. You make enough friends here, you'll call this place home soon enough. So long as you remember who's in charge.
Yes, sir, Commander. God, what are you doing? Leave the guy alone. Go. Nick, take a break.
Excuse me.
Brotherhood of Steel better stay out of Goodneighbor. All I'm saying.
I'm not with the Brotherhood. Daisy?
Excuse me.
Oh, new face walks into my store, and you're not even screaming yet. Very polite. You let me know if anything catches your fancy.
Did you say something about people screaming at you?
That's right. Some newcomers have never seen a ghoul before. Can't handle a friendly face, I say. So you need some supplies?
I hate to be rude, but, what's it like?
What's it like? You know, being a ghoul.
Well, it's a lot worse when people always ask you about it all the time.
Sorry.
But I guess I can't blame them. On the upside, I look pretty good for being over 220 years old. Now, were you buying anything?
You're as old as me?
Wait, you're 220 years old?
Okay. It's more like 270 years. But don't go blabbing that to everyone. Being a ghoul means you live a long time. You stop counting birthdays. Do you know what it's like being that old?
Yes.
Actually, I do.
Well, now you're just making fun of me. If you were as old as I was, you would have been around since before the war. So let's hear it. Come on. Tell me what the world was like before the war if you're so ancient.
I had a beautiful house, white picket fence, and a lawn with the greenest grass you'd ever seen. It was peaceful.
It was, wasn't it? Sorry. Last thing you want to see is an old lady tearing up. Well, you're either the most well-preserved ghoul I've ever seen, or you're the second best bullshitter and good neighbor. Ah!
I'm not bullshitting.
You know, if you haven't already, you should check out the Hotel Rexford. There's another pre-war ghoul hanging around there.
Really?
Well, we should get back to business. What are you picking up?
Let's have a look.
Let's see what you have.
Everything's guaranteed to last. Until it doesn't.
That's normally the way it goes. Anything good? Now K05. May 9. Nothing really much there. What armor you got? Or clothing? Vanguard headgear. Nah. Thank you, Daisy. But I am over 210 years old. Who's in the way?
Well, hello. Everything here is guaranteed to injure, maim, or kill at your discretion. Except me. I only kill when I want to.
Oh, how civilized.
What are you?
I'm a woman, baby. Can't you tell?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, of course you are. It's just all those metal plates. You're a robot, right? A very womanly robot?
Was that a pickup line? I've heard better. Now, are you buying anything?
Let's see what you have.
Let's get you outfitted, killer.
I didn't know whether that was going to work or not. You got... Oh my goodness. AUG? Break action... MPX? Rifle... Another LK05. 10mm carbine that's been ported. The Party Star? I have no idea. Plasma pistol. Yeah, a few good weapons there. The shoulder lamps that I'd love to put one on Nick. You're selling Devastator chest pieces as well. The other ones was combat armor. These are metal. Thanks, Cleo. I'll be back. Local map. Oh, apparently there's a... No, that's going back the way I came. No, no, no. Where are you? Talk to Dr. Amari, that's what I'm going to. I think it's over that way. I think there's something wrong. This guy's apparently part of the neighborhood watch.
You've seen better days, huh?
Yeah. The third rail. Didn't they say that was a bar? Very dark around here. So that's what the memory den. That's what I'm going to. Hey guys. The Hotel Rex. What's in there? Oh, the purple flower camo. Hello, Drifter. Ooh, I can't take anything.
Fred, are you going to hang out in the lobby all day again, or are you actually going to go down and do some work?
Being available to the customers is work. It's not all about cooking chems, Claire.
It's not all about sampling those chems either. Maybe if you stopped using, you could focus.
What? Where's the fun in cooking it if you ain't using it?
My mistake.
Okay.
Before you even start, let's get to the point. We have rooms, one room specifically. Payment due up front.
Okay.
Can you tell me a bit about this hotel?
Oh, why do they always have questions? The Hotel Rexford used to be a grand establishment. We even had guests that didn't throw up all over the floor. But now the only people who come by are looking for somewhere to nurse a hangover or shoot up chems. So, still want a room?
Yes, sir. I think I do.
Here's your cabs.
The room is on the top floor. When you come to the hallway, it's the last one on the right.
Ah, thank you. I'm gonna go there right now to see what my room's got. She said top floor.
You want a room? Claire runs the desk. Give her something to do besides breathing down my neck.
I hear the followers of the
You're
apocalypse
from
take
Sanctuary
knowledge of
Hills,
Will's word.
aren't you?
Good people,
Aren't
I
you?
say.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm from Sanctuary.
What? You don't remember me?
Voice sounds
I
familiar.
sold you that space in the vault. But then I wasn't on the list to get in. But you, look at you. 200 years and you're still perfect. How?
You're the rep.
How's that possible?
You're the rep that sold me the place in the vault.
The vault had these pods that froze us in place. I only thawed out recently.
What? Vault-Tec never told me that.
I'm guessing they didn't tell you everything.
Unbelievable. Well, I had to get to the future the hard way. Living through the filth, the decay, and the bloodshed. Look at me. I'm a ghoul. A freak.
I'm so sorry you made it this far in that state. I'm so sorry. I didn't know this would happen. I didn't even know I was going to be put in cryo.
I'm so sorry. I didn't know this would happen.
You know, you're the only other person I met from before. Oh God, I've been so alone here. No Commonwealth settlement, once a ghoul with 200 years of Vault-Tec sales experience.
You can go back to Sanctuary. There's going to be a place to stay and everything back there. I will come and visit you.
Hey, you know, you could head back to Sanctuary. I'll come visit. I promise.
Really?
Yeah.
You will?
I'm just up the road at the Red Rocket.
I'll head over there
You
right
can come over to my
now.
place as well.
You promise you'll come visit, right? I'll see you there.
Good luck and hi. I could so easily kill you right now. Nope. Is this my room? Not much. Yeah. Tail, I get out of the way. Nope. Not doing it. I'm saved.
Nice.
This could go wrong.
Not enough
I don't
folks
think
value
that
keeping
belongs to you.
CPU sharp.
Sorry, Godsey.
Your room is upstairs, top floor, the last one on the right down the long hallway.
Yep, I found it. I'm just gonna go out to the memory den. See you soon. Oops.
Hey everyone, gather around. Let's kick the breeze back. Shoot the fat. Now I know you all are doing your own thing, but I don't want anyone here to forget what matters.
You're going to come
Hey,
visit,
Daisy,
right?
glad you can make it. How's my favorite girl doing? Didn't I see you on a date with
Hancock?
Husky the other day?
He wishes.
All right. We're getting off track. What was I saying? Oh, that's right. What matters. We freaks gotta stick together. And the best way to stick together is to keep an eye out for what drives us apart. You feel me? Yeah, you tell it like it is, Hancock. Now, what out there in our big, friendly Commonwealth would want to drive us apart? What kind of twisted, unneighborly boogeyman would want to hurt our peaceful community?
The Institute and their sins!
That's right. Who said that? Coming up to my office later. You've earned yourself some jet. The Institute. They're the real enemy. Not the Raiders. Not the super mutants. Not even those tools over in Diamond City. I don't know, Hancock. I'd sure love to give McDonough a kick in the ass. Hey, we all know I got my own personal beef with that lardhead. Let's stay focused. Now, I want everyone to keep the Institute in mind. When someone starts acting funny. When people are doing things they don't normally do. When family starts pushing you away for no reason. We all know who's behind that kind of shit.
Really, Nick?
And the
Right
only
now?
way to stop it is to stick together. They can't control us if we're not afraid. Now, who's scared of the Institute? Not us! And which town in the Commonwealth should the Institute not fuck with? Goodneighbor! And who's in charge of Goodneighbor? Of the people, for the people!
Very well done, Hancock. Right. No, I thought I saw a piper for a second, but... Oh, it's a warehouse, okay. Alright guys. Into the memory den we go. Nick, you're up. Okay, nobody try and touch anything, alright?
Well, Mr. Valentine, I thought you had forgotten about little old me.
May have walked out of the den, Irma, but I'd never walk out on you.
Amari's downstairs, you big flirt.
Agreed, you are a big flirt, aren't you? Alright. Why is there an image of the silver shroud there?
You got the memory pod loaded up? Oh, you're not Irma.
No. Nice images. Kent Connolly, aka a ghoul that has a brain and can speak.
Hey.
Goodneighbor's crazy. Thefts, murders, worse. Sometimes you just gotta escape a little to make it through the day.
Every time storyteller. Every time.
I hear you. It's a mess out there.
It's rough in the best of days. But now, you ever listen to the Silver Shroud? Huh, that's what we need. No matter how bleak things got, he saved the day.
Used to listen to that back in the day. We did.
My family and I used to listen to every new episode.
You mean when they first aired? How? The last broadcast was hundreds of years ago.
Yeah. Exactly.
I was in cryogenic storage for a long time. I only just woke up.
Oh man, that's amazing! You're just like Mr. Abominable from episode 83.
Exactly. Just remind me who's the Abominable?
Who's Mr. Abominable?
He was a caveman. Got frozen in an iceberg from prehistoric times. When they thawed him out, he went on a rampage. It took the Shroud and Man-to-Man combined to take him down. Boy, if you just woke up. The world these days must take some getting used to.
Yeah, just a bit. But looks like they are rebuilding and recovering.
It seems like people are finally rebuilding and recovering from the nuclear war.
Maybe in some parts, like Diamond City. But over here, we got a ways to go. I got a question for you. What if the Silver Shroud was real? With his black trench coat and gleaming silver submachine gun? I got a plan to bring him to life. So we can fight bad guys and give the rest of us a symbol of something better.
Okay. What plan?
What plan?
Yes, I for one am quite curious.
I've built my own custom machine gun. Even better than the one in the show. But to make this work, I still need the most important piece. The genuine Silver Shroud costume herself. And they actually got one here in Boston. They made it for the TV show. Will you help?
I just happen to have the costume. I went to the place the other day.
As it happens, I already have your costume.
There she is. Pretty as the posters. The Silver Shroud costume herself.
Also got the
and
weapon.
memorabilia too? You're something else. Together with my gun, everything's all set.
That's it.
Here you go.
After all these years, the Silver Shroud is born again. But there's just one problem. I'm just not Silver Shroud material. I could be Rhett Reinhardt or his butler Jarvie Blake, but the Shroud is strong, capable.
What happens to the suit?
What happens to the suit?
Oh, I have an idea who should wear it. You up for being the Silver Shroud? You already got your own origin story and everything. What with the cryovault and all.
If I go along with this, I could use a little extra.
The Shroud's motivated by justice, not caps. Please, you gotta help.
Worth a shot. Yeah.
Looks like I get to be the Shroud.
The costume and gun are yours. So you patrol Goodneighbor streets, and I'll call in any crimes on my radio station.
Thank you.
Here's some calling cards, I guess. When you dispatch justice, leave them behind. That way, everyone knows the Silver Shroud has returned. Time to fight crime!
Thank you, Ken. I feel so privileged. Come on, you two, big... Really? You're all gonna... Right.
Hey.
Got a story to tell?
Go check that out.
You can't be serious.
Alright.
Over here.
Okay. You can't be serious.
Check it out.
You can't be serious.
I can be serious.
Take a look.
Let's do it. All right.
Heads up.
Neat.
Over there.
Can I... Thank you. Sheesh, you guys are big and always getting in doorways.
Here for Amari. She's downstairs.
You're looking good for an older lady. What's up there? Oh. No worries, I was just curious. Follow Nick.
Dr. Amari?
Yes? I take it this isn't a social call.
No, it's not. Really? We need your help.
We need your help, Doctor. I need the memories from a man named Kellogg. But he's dead.
I know it's asking for a miracle, Amari, but you've pulled off the impossible before.
Are you two mad? Putting aside the fact that you're
Very
asking me
much.
to defile a corpse, you do realize that the memory simulators require intact, living brains to function.
Nick said you could be the one to sort this all out. If I come down here and I find out you're wasting my time, that's not going to be... I'm going to be seriously peed off about that.
Please. Nick told me you're the only one who can make this work.
This dead brain had inside knowledge of the Institute, Amari. The biggest scientific secret of the Commonwealth. You need this, and so do we.
Fine. I'll take a look. But no guarantees. Do you have it with you?
How much do you need?
How much of the brain do you need exactly?
That is not an encouraging question.
You know, in the back
I suppose I'll have to make do with whatever you can find.
Called hippos. They had long trunks, and people hunted them for their ivory tusks.
Could you say that like Dr. Frankenstein?
Ego, fetch me the brain.
No?
No, I will not. Now, do you have it?
Sorry, I just have to do that one. This is what we could find.
Here's what I could find.
What's this? This isn't a brain. This is... Wait, that's the hippocampus.
I was going to say
And this
my
thing
appendix,
attached to
maybe.
it? A neural interface?
Those circuits look awfully familiar.
I'm not surprised. From what I've seen, all Institute technology has a similar architecture.
Still good, right?
So the brain is still good, right?
Possibly. There's no sign of decay, so the tech is probably preserving the tissue, injecting some kind of compound to keep it stable. But there's no way to access the memories inside without a compatible port.
You're talking about me, right? I'm an old synth. If the Institute built me out of similar parts, we might have an in.
There could be long-term side effects. I don't know where to even begin with listing the risks.
Don't bother. I don't need to hear them. Plug me in, Doc.
Sorry about the smell. I've had that in my gear for a little while, and it's got a little bit toasty warm with all the fighting, all the radiation. Getting back to the subject at hand, you really think this is going to work?
You really think this will work, Nick?
No idea. But we got a missing kid on the line. That's worth the risk.
Whenever you're ready, Mr. Valentine, just sit down.
If I start cackling like an old grizzled mercenary, pull me out, okay?
Let's see here. I need you to keep talking to me, Mr. Valentine. Any slight change in your cognitive functions could be dire. Are you feeling any different?
There's a lot of flashes. Static. I can't make sense of any of it, Doc.
That's what I was afraid of. The mnemonic impressions are encoded. It appears the Institute has one last failsafe. There's a lock on the memories in the implant.
Look. Great.
More problems. Seriously?
It's not like anyone has ever done this before. You try making a secret technology work across hardware generations out of spare parts. Just let me think.
Sorry?
The encryption is probably meant to keep a single mind from accessing the data. So what if we use two? We load both you and Mr. Valentine into the memory loungers. run your cognitive functions in parallel. He'll act as a host, while your consciousness drives through whatever memories we can find.
Nick and I are going to share a mind. I'm not going to see any compromising positions, am I?
Nick and I are going to share a mind? Yeah, I'm not going to see him in any compromising positions, am I?
Yeah, if a smart mouth was all it took to solve problems, we would have found your son by now.
Sorry, Nick.
No. You won't have to worry about that. The only memories you'll access are the ones in the implant.
Good. I just had to ask that question. Any idea what I'm going to see?
Any idea what I'm going to see in there?
I have no clue. But considering we only have a single piece of the medial temporal lobe and not the whole brain, I doubt it'll be cohesive.
Yeah, we kind of shot that up quite well, didn't we, storyteller? Don't you start singing bloody Dovahkiin now. It was epic at the time. I don't need you to do it right now.
All right. Let's get started.
Just sit down over there and keep your fingers crossed.
Fingers, toes.
See you on the other side.
Yep. Alright. Here you go, Nick. Do you want to take that off, Nick? That's going to be so uncomfortable. No, maybe not. Okay. Is this anything like VR?
Initiating brainwave migration between the transplant and the host. Mnemonic activity coming from the transplant. It's degenerated, but it's there. We're going to load you into the strongest memories we can find. They might not be stable. Just hold on.
Take a break, guys. I'm going in. I may be some time. Hang on. It's a bit misty. That's about all I can see right now. Feels like my dreams of Skyrim at the minute.
Can you hear me? Ah, good. The simulation appears to be working, although the memories are quite fragmentary. I'll try to step you through the intact memories and hope we find one that gives us some clue to the Institute's location. There. This is the earliest intact memory I can find.
Oh, that mist at the beginning reminded me of a dream, Amari.
Remember, you are experiencing these memories as Kellogg. This may prove disorienting at first.
Okay, so I'm going this way. I'm guessing. Are these neurons actually firing? Oh, it's so blurry.
Turn down the goddamn radio! I'm trying to sleep!
All 5 states have now signed on, which means that as of this moment, we are all citizens of the new California Republic. I'm sure that's going to take some getting used to for a lot of people.
What a joke. What's it mean, Mom? Nothing, Connie. People like to talk and hope someone else is going to keep them safe.
Teacher at school said the NCR would bring back the good old days, like before the big war.
Don't you listen to that twaddle. I'm going to stop sending you if that's what they're teaching you.
I'm going out. Where the fuck did you put my boots?
Listen to me, Connie. You take this. You're old enough. You're the man of the family now. It's your job to protect us. Your father's useless, but you won't turn out like him. You're a good boy. And all that on the radio, all useless talk. The only thing that will protect you in this world is that gun in your hands. You need to learn to use it if you're going to survive.
I will, Mom. I promise. I won't let you down.
You've always been my good boy.
This doesn't seem to be what we're looking for. There appears to be another intact memory close to you in temporal sequence. There. Try that one.
Really? It's bad enough walking through memories of this anyway. But the NCR?
Turn down the goddamn radio!
Okay, that's just gonna keep on. Did I go too far back? Because I think I went too far backwards and restart.
It's gonna be fine. You'll see.
But we don't know anybody here. And now, with the baby?
Come on, Sarah. You've got to give it a chance. I finally got steady work with a good outfit. Nothing like that in the NCR these days.
No, I'm not saying this was a mistake. I'm just... Are you sure these guys know what they're doing? They seem kind of green.
Whatever made me think that a guy like me should have a daughter?
Really?
No, I never deserved her.
I can access memories. I
Not
didn't
for
know
one
that.
second.
I just thought I just watched a little bit of the footage and just...
But that's where I come in. Just wait. In a few years, I'll be running my own crew. As soon as I make the connections,
See if I can go back to the first one.
then I can give you anything you want. And little Mary, too.
I never worried about you before. Must be my mama instincts kicking in. Who knew I had those, huh?
Come on, you're great with her. And you don't need to worry about me. Most of it's just running security for the she. A lot of standing around looking tough.
No, they sure picked the right person for that job.
Listen, it's gonna be great here. See this? This is what's gonna keep you and Mary safe. I promise.
I know, Connie. I'm sure we're gonna be really happy here.
We are. You'll see. That's okay. I got it.
Let's keep looking. I'll connect you to the next intact memory.
I'll go there in a minute. Let's go back to the beginning.
I'm trying to sleep!
Dad was either drunk or not around. I guess he must have run with one of the raider gangs, but I never really knew what he did. Don't know why Mom was with him. Maybe at some point in his life he wasn't a complete asshole.
Okay.
All 5 states have now signed up.
I was such a dummy back then. What did I know about how the world worked? I think now she wanted me to kill him. I should have. Instead, I ended up running away. I told myself I wanted to find somewhere out from under the thumb of the NCR and all their rules. But really, I was running from the guilt of not protecting her from Dad. It doesn't matter now, though. People always hoping for something better. They usually end up with something worse. Mom knew how it was. She wasn't soft, but she loved me in her way. And she protected me from Dad. That cost her more than a few beatings. I never knew what happened to her after I left. I didn't want to know. Not then.
So your father was a drunken woman beater, and your mum protected you from everything. Living under the yoke of the NCR. I heard rumours those people were very bad.
The thing about happiness is you only know you had it when it's gone. I mean, you may think to yourself that you're happy, but you don't really believe it.
Already access that
Focus
memory.
on the petty bullshit or next job or whatever.
That's the Golden Gate
It's only
Bridge.
looking back, by comparison with what comes after, that you really understand that's what happiness felt like. I was the worst thing that ever happened to her.
Sounded like you were the best thing.
If she'd never met me, she'd have stayed in the hub, maybe hooked up with someone who didn't kill people for a living. Probably been happier than she was with me. Almost certainly lived longer.
So the name of your child was Mary.
It's gonna be... I thought San Francisco was my chance to start fresh. I was the hot shit, the gunslinger from the hub, rolling into town with the world at my feet. Everybody knew I was the one who'd shot Valdez. I could write my own ticket to any outfit in town. It all worked out pretty damn well. For a while. Fine. You'll see.
Alright.
But we don't know anybody here.
Don't need
And
to
now,
listen to
with
any
the
more of
baby?
that. Right, now I know I'm going to get a lot more context of what's going on here in this mind.
How did you think this was gonna end, Kellogg? You thought you could just fuck with us, and we wouldn't fuck with you? Just so you know, they died like dogs. And you weren't there to help them.
So whoever that was...
I found another memory to try. I'll connect you.
So his family got killed by somebody. One of these times he's going to know we're looking at his memories and he's just going to grab my throat and try and strangle me. Well,
Mind if we sit down?
Suit yourself. I didn't care where I was going. Ended up mostly wandering east. Getting as far away from San Francisco as I could, maybe.
So, I hear you'll take care of people.
There's always someone who wanted someone else dead. Sometimes just roughed up, but dead was usually what they wanted. Sometimes they thought they could cheat me. That was usually only when I first arrived somewhere. Didn't matter to me. I just took it as part of the job. A little extra thrown in for free. I always got paid in the end. One way or another.
Problems.
There was always a job for someone like me. Didn't matter what it was. Didn't.
okay, looks like I'm going to transfer.
There was always a job for someone like me. Didn't matter what it was. Didn't matter who I was supposed to kill. I got pretty good at it. If you pay me.
Oh, we'll pay you. And, you'll do this all by yourself?
That's right.
We pay you when the job's done. Is that okay?
That's the way you want to do it. So who do you want dead? I don't remember much from that time. It all kind of blends together. There was almost always a bar, though. That's universal.
Well, it's like this. There's his family. Lives down the creek a ways.
Well, we seem to be getting closer. Try this next one.
So you became a gun for hire. I hate guns for hire. Wait a minute. I feel like something's coming in right about now. Memories of my own. Gotta hold them off.
Mr. Kellogg, I'm glad you decided to meet with me.
So, You're with the Institute. I wanted to see for myself if you really existed.
We do.
I finally ended up in the Commonwealth. I kinda ran out of road. Plus, I'd come to terms with life.
Make you come to terms with
I wasn't gonna be stupid enough to get mixed up with caring about other people again. It was just me against the world. And the world had it coming.
No, we did not.
As you can see.
What do you want?
It's come to my attention that you've been rather disruptive of our operations lately. This...
First synths weren't all that impressive. I'm good, but I'm not that good. But the Institute could always make more, and kept making them better each time. They still give me the creeps, but you have to get used to them if you want to work with the Institute.
Great.
Must stop.
The first synths weren't all that impressive.
Okay,
I'm
same
good,
dialogue.
but I'm not that good. But the Institute could always make more, and kept making them better each time. They still give me the creeps, but you have to get used to them if you want to work with the Institute. I do what people pay me to do. If that's a problem for you, I could see only one way out. You heard all sorts of rumors about the Institute, but I figured they were just a convenient boogeyman for anything bad that ever happened. They were real, all right. They didn't know anything about operating on the surface. Relied on their synths for everything. They had the resources I needed, and I had the expertise they needed. Turned into a permanent arrangement. Suited me just fine.
And what's that, Mr. Kellogg?
If I'm working for you, there's no more problem. From what I hear, you can afford me.
I don't think you fully understand the situation you're in.
I think I do.
Very well. B-748. Initiate.
Okay.
Impressive. We may have something to talk about after all.
Getting warmer. One of these has got to tell us something.
So we got in with the
We're
Institute by
running out
showing
of brain here. There's one that looks mostly intact. Connecting now.
I think that's my memory coming through. I've got really hold it off. But it looks like he got in with the Institute by showing himself. Oh, my
Mr.
God, what's
Kellogg.
happening again? Trying to hold him off.
Manual override initiated. Cryogenic stasis suspended.
No, I don't want to
Vault
see
computers
this.
are still working. That's good. Checking through the logs. Hopefully it's all...
Just find it.
Pod C6. Down the hall near...
I was now the Institute's main operator in the Commonwealth. If they needed something done, they came to me. It wasn't usual for anybody from the Institute to come along on a mission, so this one stood out. They didn't know then who it was we were grabbing from the vault. Of course, neither did they. Not really.
The end.
The eggheads never liked taking orders from a dirty, contaminated degenerate like me. But they needed me, and I made sure they knew it. The eggheads never liked taking orders from
It's gonna be the same.
a dirty, contaminated degenerate like me. But they needed me, and I made sure they knew it. I never knew why we didn't just refreeze the rest of them. But we had our orders. Guess the old man didn't want so many loose ends.
Old man?
Too bad he left alive the one person he shouldn't have.
Yeah.
I never knew why we didn't just refreeze the rest of them.
Same one.
But we had our orders.
All of them.
Guess the old man didn't want so many loose ends. Too bad he left alive the one person he shouldn't have.
My wife. Me.
Even then, I knew it was a mistake leaving him alive. I understood that kind of revenge. No one better. But I was cocky enough to assume I could handle some soft, pre-war vault dweller.
Yeah, but you weren't expecting
even
that.
if he somehow got thawed out.
Especially my team.
At least I know those Institute bastards will soon get what's coming to them, too.
Exactly.
If he could take me out, they won't be able to hide from him for long.
So you know you're dead then?
I'm glad I didn't have to kill the kid. I'm not saying I haven't done it, but, I never liked to. And yeah, I guess it did remind me of, her. Yeah, I'm a cold-hearted bastard for sure, but, still human. Better this way, though. Better than taking her kid and leaving her alive.
You could have. We could have both woken up. Did you just nod at me?
This is the one. Here.
You went after...
Open it.
I was banging on the window.
Is it over? Are we okay?
Almost. Everything's gonna be fine.
Come here. Come here, baby.
No, I've got him.
Let the boy go. I'm only gonna tell you once.
I'm not giving you shit.
Back up!
God damn it.
I know it's a memory, but I really wanted to stop him then.
Let's go. At least we still have the backup.
Cryogenic sequence reinitialized.
What's the holdup? I'm almost finished, Kellogg. I just need to confirm. Come on. All right, we're good.
I'm sorry you had to go through that again. I found another intact memory. Whenever you're ready.
Give me a second.
Manual override
It's gonna
initiated.
restart it again.
Cryogenic stasis.
I can't listen to that. Not again.
Is that your son? This appears to be a very recent memory. So, good news, I think.
You think?
It wasn't my idea to settle down with the kid in the middle of Diamond City. I thought it was a terrible idea,
You
actually.
were there.
But it was one of the old man's pet projects, so here we were. Me and the kid. Like a happy little family. I ended up kind of liking it. A reminder of what my
Once he
life
got
might have
grey
been
hair.
if things had turned out differently. But there's no going back. I knew it was just temporary. It'd be back to normal business before too long. His whole setup in Diamond City was part of some elaborate plan of the old man's. Seems obvious now that we were bait for our friend from the vault. Timing couldn't have been an accident. It's not how the old man works. I wonder if he outsmarted me in the end. Another loose end tied up.
Probably ties you up and beat you around the head with a big stick.
I'm not saying she's right, but Mayor, she's gonna be mad this time. I probably shouldn't have even
Kellogg.
said it.
It's okay. The new breed of synths could easily pass as human. Some of them did. But the coursers, they weren't built to blend in. They were killing machines, pure and simple. Smarter,
They look human.
stronger, and faster than almost any real human. I'm just glad they were always on my side. One of these days, you're gonna get your head blown off just barging in here like that.
Minimizing my exposure to civilians is a priority.
Forget I said anything. So what's the big crisis this time?
New orders for you. One of our scientists has left the Institute.
Left? As in?
He's gone rogue. Name's Dr. Brian Virgil. We know he's hiding somewhere in the glowing sea. Here's his file.
The glowing sea.
Wow.
What is that?
Some heads are gonna roll for this. Capture and return, or just elimination?
Elimination. He was working on a highly classified program.
No kidding. One of the top bioscience boys? Damn.
Wow.
So, I guess you're taking the kid back with you.
Affirmative.
Would you get a
Your
bit
only
attached, did you?
mission is to locate and eliminate Virgil.
You're taking me home to my father?
Your
Yes.
father?
Stand next to me and hold still.
I'm your father.
Okay.
Memories jumping.
X688. Ready to relay with Sean.
Really?
Bye, Mr. Kellogg. I hope I see you again soon.
Bye.
Teleportation. Now it all makes sense. Nobody's found the entrance to the Institute because there is no entrance. Let me pull you out of there as soon as you're ready.
There you go. I'll leave in a minute. Right, I'm leaving. Oh, the mist is back again. I missed the Skyrim. Oh man. Oh.
Slow movements,
Whoa.
okay? I don't know what kind of side effects the procedure might have had. No one's ever done this before. How do you feel?
A mind dive? No, don't want popcorn. Feels like my head's on fire though. Did you
Are
say?
you okay?
Yeah, hang on. I'm just gonna ask you a question. Is there? Did you, when you were in there, see where there was a chip or something that I'm connected to Voltec?
I have this burning feeling inside my skull. It's like it's on fire.
That's not surprising. All the synapses in your brain have just been pulled apart, connected to someone else, and then pulled back together. I injected you with a large stim pack while I was pulling you out. That should ease things.
Thanks.
Are you ready to talk about what happened in there?
I saw his life. The man who ruined my family, the man I killed.
I saw Kellogg's life. The man who ruined my family. The man I killed.
That's right. He was a human being just like the rest of us, and he had reasons for being what he was, however cruel. How does that make you feel?
I'm not sure. I was convinced I did the right thing. He needed to die. He took my wife away from me. He kidnapped my son.
Feeling dizzy?
Not at the minute. I did the right thing.
It's convinced me that I did the right thing. He was a rabid dog, and he needed to be put down.
I suppose I can't fault you for that. We're getting off track. The important thing is that we discovered the Institute's greatest secret, teleportation. The only question is, what do we do now?
Apparently there was a scientist he was supposed to be tracking down.
That scientist Kellogg was supposed to track down. Virgil. We need to find him.
You're right. A rogue Institute scientist could answer all kinds of questions. Where did the memory say he was?
Glowing sea.
The glowing sea? That doesn't make sense. No one goes there. Not even if they were desperate.
Why not?
Why? What makes the glowing sea so dangerous?
The name says it all. Radiation. So much that nothing there could possibly live. Nothing pleasant. Navigating radioactive hazards is nothing new. But the glowing sea can kill a man in seconds. That's why it doesn't make sense. Virgil fleeing into that hell. The exposure alone.
What better place? Make the Institute think about twice.
That's why he's there. To make the Institute think twice about following him.
That must be it. He's using the radiation in the glowing sea like a shield or a cloak, a way to throw them off and be at an advantage. If Virgil found a way to survive there, you'll have to do the same. If you're going to follow him.
Damn it. Oh, I'm going to say that one very quickly.
Oh, I'm going in naked. Fingers crossed I get superpowers.
I know you're joking, but as a doctor, I feel obligated to remind you that unprotected radioactive exposure will only kill you. Dead. D-E-A-D. So be sure you find a way to get through there with your life intact.
Sorry, I had to say that one.
Good luck. By the way, I unplugged Mr. Valentine first. Removed the implant while you were waking up. He's waiting for you upstairs.
Thank you, Doctor. I have another question. Can Voxhead put chips in your head, and am I seeing things? Because if I am, I'm going back in.
No, wait. I'm mistaken. You're that dweller from Vault 111.
No, I'm a dweller from Vault
living
114.
relic from the back when times.
Doctor, can you do something with him? He keeps repeating himself all the damn time. It's annoying. Go there. Definitely need all this. Oh, dirty boy. I don't need that, but you don't mind me taking this stuff, do you? Oh, Robco fun.
Excellent.
Number 2.
Taking the brain out for a stroll?
Yours?
The memory den's not accepting new clients right now, sweetheart.
Why not? Can I?
Irma.
Oh, enjoying yourself in Goodneighbor? It's a heck of a town, ain't it?
Yeah, I need to get back into one of those machines right now. How do I do it? Okay, you're not going to tell me, are you? What the hell is this guy? Nick.
Nick.
Hope you got what you were looking for inside my head. That was right. I should have killed you when you were on ice.
What the hell?
You want to try for round 2? Let's go.
What? What are you talking about?
You best not be playing a joke on me. You sounded like Kellogg.
You sounded like Kellogg just then.
Did I? Huh. Amari said there might be some mnemonic impressions left over. Anyway, I feel fine, so let's get going. Or I could head back to Diamond City, since you've got company already.
We have to head into the glowing sea. Any advice?
I'm a synth, so radiation isn't much of an issue for me, but an old suit of power armor might just be the guardian angel you're looking for. That, or you could buy up all the Rad-X and Rad-Away you can find from any chem dealer who's got it in stock.
Great. Let's get going. I know you just had that outburst, but I don't believe anything.
Let's get going, Nick.
Been one heck of a ride so far. Let's see where it takes us next.
Yeah. Right. Let's keep going.